most of the time I keep my personal life personal. I've learned that through the divorce. Try to keep it personal. But as a lot of people know, I haven't seen my kids in almost 3 years or spoken to them since the divorce, and I understand they're just, I guess, healing in their own time. And I try to reach out and I try to see them, but it just hasn't worked out yet. I'm gonna go to my daughter's graduation next month at North Carolina A&T. So I'm just gonna go by myself. Not gonna try to how can I put it? Not gonna try to make it awkward for her because it is her day. So I'll probably just fall back, and then, not gonna. I don't want that to be the time for us to reconcile. Hopefully. But when I was in San Jose, I found out where my son worked, and so I stopped by his work just to see him. Not that he would see me. I wanted to see him. So he's teaching kids how to swim. And so I go to his job, and I went there Thursday hoping he would be there, but he wasn't. But I found out he was coming in the next day. And it was interesting because when I came in Friday to go to his job, my whole goal was just to see him and to hear him, because I haven't been in his presence in like 3 years. So when I got there, like, one of the other swim instructors came up and they was like, "Hey, are you Austin's dad?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I thought it was kind of odd because I was like, I figured he would have, I don't know. I guess people know we haven't talked, especially if you're in his social circle. And he goes, "You want me to get him?" And I was like, no. And then, because I didn't want to invade on his space, basically. And then he said, "Oh, he's right there." He said he's back in the locker room. He goes, "Oh, he's right there at the pool. He's already in there teaching kids how to swim." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I went and I watched him. And the thing is, he's not on social media, so I haven't seen a picture of him or videos of him or just to see how he's changed in 3 years. So it was the first time I'd seen him, and I just felt all the way. I blended in with the other parents watching their kids swim, and as I'm watching them, oh my God, this delivery guy walked in, and he was like, "Yo, are you Gary Owen?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he could tell I was being polite, but hey, not now, was probably the vibe I was getting off. He goes, "Oh, is your kid out there?" And I said, Yeah. I'm sure he thought little kid was out there, not one of the instructors. So I said, Yeah. He goes, "All right, man, I'll leave you alone, man. Nice meeting you." I said, "All right." And then, but I just got to sit back and I got to watch him. And I took some pictures for my own use just because I hadn't seen him in forever. And it was just cool to see him in that environment, being patient, being kind, he was just in his element with the kids. I saw how they were excited when they saw him. Because he was always I wasn't sure how he was doing. I know he took the divorce hard, but I wasn't sure. Like, I can track my daughter by going to her college's website, and she's always on like magna cum laude list. She's very smart, so I can kind of from afar see how she's doing. But my son, I just really couldn't. I didn't know. I just haven't seen anything. I haven't seen a video or picture or nothing in almost 3 years. So it was funny because I parked across the street and I just sat, and then I saw him walk in, and it was all just luck. I was there for like an hour, and I saw him walk into his job, and I went, "Oh man, that's him!" And I knew immediately when I saw him, and then I was able to blend in with all the other parents, and then, it was just, I got to hear his voice, I got to see him in his element, and I got to see that he was all right. So that was important to me. So I don't know if he ever saw me. I don't know if, I I just don't know. There was a couple times I thought we were going to make eye contact, but didn't happen. But I was kind of like standing behind a column because he was at work, so I didn't want to be that dad just showing up unannounced. But it's also like, when am I going to see him? So I just blended in, and I remember I was almost paralyzed. Like, I couldn't leave. I was there for like a couple hours just watching him help these kids learn how to swim. But it was just cool just to see him, just being. I think that's what you want as a parent. Just your kids to be productive members of society, not getting in trouble, liked by people. And he was just, it was cool to see. So hopefully we'll get to talk soon. But yeah, it was just cool. I was debating whether to do it, and even the only few people that knew I went, my manager was like, "You sure you want to do this the day you're special?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "All right." She goes, "I just don't want you to get emotionally, in a different place and da-da-da." And I was like, no. I said, "This is what we do. As comedians, we always compartmentalize. We always are dealing with stuff, and then you get on stage and you just got to be funny." And she goes, "Oh, I don't know." And my manager even says, "She goes, I don't know why you even brought that up." She goes, "Of course. That's what you guys do." So, but it was, he was on my mind though after I saw him, because I was like, man, I wanted to go back Saturday and Sunday, but I didn't know if he was going to be working, and if I could sit outside and luck of the draw, he would show up again. But it was cool. It was cool just to see him, just to be in his presence, just to almost feel him a little bit, to be in his energy, feel his energy. So it was cool. It'd been a while, but man, he had a big old mustache, big old goatee now, and hair was kind of long. But he's a tall dude, because he's in the pool. He's leaned down, but then would stand up. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how tall he is. But yeah, I hope we talk soon. But it was cool just to see him, even from afar, I should say. But yeah, it was cool.